We got to take a turn to a slightly different topic. At least 19 companies have pulled advertising on the O'Reilly factor on Fox News after some explosive allegations of sexual harassment. The pest control company Orkin said in a statement today it has added the show to its do not buy list. This comes after the New York Times reports Fox News and/or host Bill O'Reilly have paid $13 million for settlements related to women who have alleged sexual harassment or verbal abuse against Bill O'Reilly. I want to bring my panelists back in here. Former Governor Bob Ehrlich and Jason Johnson. And I want to point out that it looks like Bill O'Reilly just had his contract renewed. What stands out to me, he's a television personality. I get that. If you look at corporate America today, good corporate governance, there is not in 2017 a CEO who could sit in his or her seat or allow his or her employees to have settlements paid, not just allegations, but settlements paid and continue in their job. Someone tweeted at me earlier, well, what about Bill Clinton? That was 18 years ago. Luckily, welcome to 2017, where that is not tolerated.
Well, it should have been tolerated then. It should never be tolerated. By the way, let me prayers for my Prince George's County Marylanders here. When you're governor, you see stories like that brings me back. Yeah. And now, the private economy is speaking. The private economy is bringing their statement to bear here.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's sad. And it's disturbing, and I think it's poor governance on the part of his employers. This, to me, this is almost getting to Bill Cosby levels, right? Because you've got that many allegations, that many payoffs, that many concerns, not just against him, but against Roger Ailes. And at some point, and I have close friends who work there, at some point, there has to be a change in the office culture, the corporate culture there, in order to make people feel safe.
That's the opposite word, culture.
Exactly.
Right?
The culture there's got to change.
Think about how important this is. This is a news organization, and being current is so important. My background is investment banking. You would think the naughtiest of the dogs are traders who sit on trading floors. That behavior maybe existed in the 1980s or the 1990s. You could be the biggest moneymaker in a bank right now. One violation like that, you're out the door.
It's a new era.
Why? It's a new era. So what does it say about a company who says, we're going to pay these settlements and let you sit in your seat, and in fact, we're going to keep you here?
Well, let's see what they do, because when the last incident arose with regard to the guy that actually founded the company, he's gone.
Roger Ailes.
So, yeah, Roger Ailes. So let's see where we go from here.
Here's the catch. I'm not optimistic, and when I speak to my friends there, they're not overly optimistic. Why? Because we just elected a president who had these kinds of issues in his background, and people thought it was fine because they thought he was still going to do a good job. We have professional athletes who engage in worse behavior, and they keep getting jobs. So
they keep getting jobs, but you don't see they lose endorsements.
Yes.
And we talk about viewership. Viewership is important as it relates to advertising.
Yes.
The reason those numbers matter so much is because advertisers say, this many people are watching, great, I want to put my product there because I want that many people to buy my stuff.
And now the customers are stepping forward and saying, hey, guess what?
And yet he maintains a value to the network that is obviously more, because he just got renewed. Like, when you can get renewed in the midst of this kind of scandal,
they didn't know this was going to happen, which speaks to the broader political climate of what people are willing to tolerate. Well, guess what? Maybe they aren't. We're going to take a break because it's time.